Hey there. Hello, how do you do? My name is Harry Wetzel. Thanks for coming. It's the 80s, darling. It's October 1983. And I am currently working at B. Dalton Bookstore. Big fancy bookstore. Big fancy clientele. Big fancy basement where I work. I work in the basement in a big fancy computer book section. Yes. Now, when I applied for my job at B. Dalton's, I'm like, yes, I'll work in the drama section. I'd be happy to work in the literature section, classic literature section. Absolutely, I'd like to do that. And they're like, you're new. You're the bottom of the rung. You're working in the computer book section, Buster. And I'm like, ew. I know nothing about computers. This is perfect. It's 1983. Computers are still pretty new. But there are books being written every day. And we're getting new and new and new books and shipments of books every day. And I'm running out of space, and I have to use very creative methods of shelving and stacking the books so that you can display everything. And it's a lot of work, and I don't have any idea what most of the books that I'm shelving are about. And people are coming up. And I'm in the head of the computer book section. And people are coming up saying, yes, well, you're the head of the computer book section. Tell me about this Minxus or some computer program or something. And I'm like, you know, I had a badge that said, hello, my name is Lucas. And I put Lucas there. It was my way of thumbing my nose at the snooty customers and at the corporate bookstore for which I was working. There was a woman working behind the help desk down in the basement. Her name was Amber, luminescently beautiful, absolutely lovely, and very friendly. She was fantastic, and Amber played along with it. Whenever she needed me to come to the desk, she'd say, "Lucas, to the desk, please." I loved her. Well, whenever a celebrity would come into the store, we worked in the basement, remember, upstairs would call downstairs, and they would give us a heads up saying somebody's in the store. Keep your eyes peeled just in case you want to see them. So I'm over in my computer books section. I'm also in charge of the reference book section, which I loved, which I kept in perfect order all the time. There's the foreign language dictionaries and all the reference books, and they were so much fun to keep in order. I loved it. Well, I'm over there in my section straightening books, shelving computer books, trying to figure out how to make them all show. You gotta present them thus. You gotta have a nice plating. And Amber says, "Lucas, to the desk, please. Emergency. Lucas, to the desk, please." And I'm like, ooh, emergency, what's going on? She says, blue suit, blue suit. And I'm like, what? Blue suit, blue suit? She said, the upstairs just called. Vincent Price is in the store wearing a blue suit. Keep your eyes peeled. And I'm like, oh, Vincent Price in the store. Oh, my word. That's the next best thing to Boris Karloff, and Boris Karloff's dead. So that means it's the best thing. Vincent Price. And you gotta look around. We don't know if he came downstairs or not. I'm rubbernecking, I'm shelving books, and I'm rubbernecking and I'm shelving books. And I look over and I happen to glance up and I see in the cookbook section over there, Vincent Price. Well, I see a tall blue suit, and I'm going, that's him, and he's with a lady. Oh, that lady, that's Mary, that's his wife. They've been together for decades. And I'm like, oh, this is so fantastic. And I'm like, you can't go over there and pester him while he's, looking through his cookbooks. Maybe he's trying to see if his own is on the shelf, right? And don't pester the poor celebrity. Leave him alone. So then I knock over, a couple more books, and I'm straightening them, and I'm straightening them, and I look up and he's gone. He's not in the cookbook section anymore, and I'm like, ugh. I turn around, and there he is approaching, and he's approaching, and he and Mary are coming over to my section. And then they go over, and they're over in the reference book section. I'm still adjacent in the computer book section. And there he is with his back to me. He and Mary are going through the dictionaries. This is my section. Well, this is perfect. This is my job to go up and talk to him now. As an employee of the bookstore, it's my job to help every one of the customers. And here's my opportunity. All I had to do was take a couple of steps, and I do just that. I take a couple of steps, and I say, "Excuse me, may I help you?" And he turns around. Dear listeners, it is Vincent Price. If this was a television or a radio show, at this point there would be applause. And there he is, 6 feet and 4 inches tall. His face is a road map of wrinkles, and he's got the bluest eyes I never knew. And I'm like, "May I help you, sir? Is there some way I can help you?" He says, "No, thank you. We were just looking for an Italian, English, Italian dictionary, and we seem to have found this one. This should be just fine." I said, "Well, is there anything else I can help you with?" And he says, "No, I think we're all set." And I said, "Excuse me, Mr. Price, may I shake your hand?" And he said, "Why, of course." And we shook hands. And I said, "It's an honor to meet you. I've been a fan of yours." And then my mind screams at me, "Don't say since I was a little kid. Don't say I've been a fan of yours since I was a little kid." And so I complete the phrase like this: "I've been a fan of yours since forever." And he looks at me and he says, "Well, your forever and my forever are quite different, I can assure you that." I'm still holding his hand. And so I look him dead in the eye, and I lift up his hand, and I smooch it, and I kiss the hand of Vincent Price, and I looked him in the eye, and I said, "My honor, sir." And he said, "My pleasure, sir. Sure, my pleasure, sir." He says, "You take good care." And he and Mary walked around the corner and went up the stairs. And I looked over at the help desk, and there was Amber. She saw the whole thing. I don't know why it's so important to me, but there's something about having one of your coworkers witness your encounter that makes it a little bit more authentic and real and proof that it actually happened. We have corroboration. I have a witness. So that night I went home and listened to my roommate's Michael Jackson Thriller. I did. To terrorize y'all's neighborhood.